Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
Mother Nature is the gift that keeps on giving. From the foods we consume to the aesthetic value it adds to the concrete jungle, each of its contributions feed a selfless mystique. In similar regards, wild animals have saved human lives on countless occasions. Around the globe, people offer first-hand tales about escaping harm and a probable loss of lives, all thanks to the timely defenses provided by the residents of the jungle. What would have been harrowing tales have acquired their silver linings from timely altruistic actions taken by these animals. Furries, giant sea creatures, and horned animals among others have furnished the airwaves with tales of heroism that deserve the level of applause we accord our first responders. Here are 10 instances of wild animals saving human lives. Number 10. Humpback Whale. Besides her contributions to marine biology, Nan Hauser lives to tell a legend from the deep blue sea. Throughout her career, she shoots videos of the sea. However, this time she offers a first-person narrative, which she also caught on her recording.
I was in the water and he approached me and he didn't stop.
While she thought it was an act of aggression from a humpback whale, the exacerbations were actually a life-saving act. During one of her occasional shoots, a humpback whale approached her. It then started nudging her towards her boat with a closed mouth, severely attempting to tuck her under its pectoral fin. This was unlike the homey reception she associated with whales. During the tussle, Hauser thought her life was in danger since she ended up getting a couple of bruises. It was only after she boarded her vessel again that she realized the humpback was actually the knight to rescue a damsel in distress. While on the boat, she saw a tiger shark swimming away under the pursuit of another humpback whale. 4 days later, she resumed her video documentation, and she was hugged by a humpback whale as soon as she got into the ocean. Well, I guess it's safe to conclude that man is in good care, even in potentially uncharted waters. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 9. Beavers. In a family camping experience gone wrong, real Gwendon literally found warmth in beavers. As soon as his parents set up camp, they left him ashore as they went fishing into the sea. Right before his eyes, their boat capsized and Gwendon watched his parents fall to a raging sea. Alone and quite distant from the nearest town, Gwendon set out to find help on foot in the chilly winter. Trekking through the wilderness as the night was kicking in, help seemed distant for a desolate kid who had just witnessed his parents pass away tragically. Along the way, Real gave into the cold and present heavy burdens, falling asleep outside blanketed by sub-zero weather. While many barely make it past such cold nights, Real witnessed a new dawn thanks to beavers. When he woke up, he found himself snuggled by 3 furries that kept him heated during a large part of the night. Even though Real's last experience is a haunting one, his story shall always remind us that there is a twinkle even during the darkest times. A camping expedition gone wrong may have left a hole in his heart, but he was still in good company. Number 8. Deer saves woman. This recollection from Oxford, Ohio has a comical twist entangled with a narrow escape from a horrible experience. A woman in Ohio had just left a party and was headed home after a night-long reveling. Unbeknownst to her, she was the target of a mugger who punched her, then choked her as he dragged the woman into the adjacent grassland, which was darker than the surrounding city life. During this scuffle, an unlikely savior freed the woman from the yoke of crime. A deer that was sleeping in the grass took off. A flight response from the deer spilled over to the robber, who also ran away without taking any of her victim's possessions. While the deer may never be given its flowers for stopping crime in its tracks, its crime-fighting story captured local media attention. The attacker, who's yet to be identified at the moment of this publishing, may just have learned a valuable lesson. While we are constantly reminded to never rattle a snake, you definitely shouldn't awaken a sleeping deer. Number 7. Bottlenose Dolphins. The fable of man's acquaintance with the dolphin is told by troves of tales that keep on piling. Out in Montera Bay, Todd Endress escaped death by a whisker with the help of dolphins. As he was watching a friend surf, he was jolted into the air by a shark. He landed into the waters aboard his surfboard, usually attached to his leg by a leash. Just as he began paddling towards land, the shark chewed into the surfboard, this time also tearing into his back. The shark was relentless as it pulled him into the water. Endress, however, also put up a fight by kicking the shark's snout, which ended up biting his leg. During this life and death encounter, Endress was relieved when the shark suddenly left him. 3 bottlenose dolphins came to his rescue. The dolphins fought off the great white shark while creating a safety buffer that enabled a friend to rescue the severely injured Endress from the waters. Even though he ended up acquiring scars, Endress still pursued his wave riding hobby. We may be vulnerable at sea, but with dolphins by our side, the sea is just our second home. Number 6. Mountain bears. Robert Biggs' occasional walk in the park turned into a scuffle with the king of the jungle. With no incident ever incurred throughout his weekly treks through a California park, a carefree attitude was a guaranteed safe bet. On this day, a lion pounced him while he was gazing at a family of bears nearby. In his recollection, he remembers being brought to the knees by the weight of a lion landing on his shoulders that were also carrying a hiking bag. He then hit the big cat with a rock, setting up a tooth versus nail encounter. Robert got much needed help from his nearby musings. While fending off the voracious lion, a bear joined the lion by the neck. Ultimately, the bear won the fight as the lion ran away. Let's just say that the park has a different king of the jungle, unlike in Disney movies. Robert walked away with an injured arm which he treated with peroxide. A few days later, he resumed his usual outings through the park. It wouldn't come as a surprise if he believes the table have turned in paradise. Number 5. Sea lion. Mental health advocate Kevin Hines has a sea lion to thank for his renewed purpose. His struggle with depression may have caused him to give into suicidal tendencies, but his timely victory and extended lease of life are attributed to a sea lion. Hines headed to the famous San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge intending to take his life. While tribulations may have knocked him down, a sea lion's supportive act reminded him he was not out. Kevin jumped into the waters. He remembers his descent into the water being cut short by something bumping towards him. Initially thinking it was a shark, he was scared. Judging by the incessant attempts by the animal to keep him afloat, which nudged him upwards, he knew he had an unlikely hero. The sea lion also kept circling beneath him until the moment a Coast Guard boat came to the rescue. In a world faced with myriads of mental cases, I guess our well-being has a new mascot, the sea lions. Number 4. Porpoises. Dick Van Dyke, an actor synonymous with his casting in the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang movie, found his way home thanks to porpoises. He says he dozed off on a surfboard. Later on, he woke up in the middle of the sea, far away from the shore. Probably pushed into strange waters by slow waves rocking his board, his senses must have tricked him into thinking he was close by. Unaware of his proximity to land, Van Dyke began to paddle when he got help from an unlikely friend. A pod of porpoises circled him and helped push him ashore. Sadly though, Dick Van Dyke says he quit surfing due to the experience, despite the new friends he made. What if his celebrity status made it easier for the porpoises to find his way home? We may never know. We have to thank the porpoises for knowing Van Dyke's bearing, or else he would have been on a strange island starting a newer life like Robinson Crusoe. Number 3. Beluga Whale. During a freediving contest in an aquarium that simulates the Arctic weather in China, Yang Yun's hero was a whale. After attempting her diving feat in the 240-meter deep pool, Young had a hitch trying to come up for air. She remembers feeling cramped in her legs, possibly due to the chilled conditions of the water. Without a ventilator and a prevailing difficulty to wade to the top of the pool, her chances of survival in these waters were dismal. However, one of the beluga whales circling the water took her by one of her legs and helped her to the surface. Time and time again, sea animals have come to our rescue. I suppose there must be something in the water. We may not have fins or gills to spend loads of time in the waters, but these acts of selflessness shown so far may just tempt us to feel right at home in the seas. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on our future video. Number 2. Belgian Malinois versus Mountain Lion. Well, as much as wild animals have been of service to humans in the long run, this particular picture tries to mimic a heroic act by man's best friend. Dave Mulliken is truly living a special life, as he's one of very few people to have survived an all-out mountain lion attack. Dave and his Belgian Malinois Chaos were on a mind-clearing hike in the San Bernardino National Forest when he was startled by a strange sound which turned out to be mountain lions charging towards him. Luckily for Dave, Chaos was already alert and ready to protect his human owner. This saw Chaos and the mountain lions in a spirited battle. Before the lion could get in a second bite, the lion was attacked by the 65-pound Belgian Malinois, saving Dave's life. With complete honesty, Dave admits that he fell to the ground and screamed like a little girl. I mean, who wouldn't? Number 1. Elephant. The 2004 tsunami may have wreaked havoc along Asia's coastlines, but not without another elephant in the room. In Phuket, Thailand, Amber Owen was saved from the raging waters by Nia Nong. A month prior, Amber kickstarted her acquaintance with Nia Nong and probably crafted countless memories of herself riding the calf along the beach. Amber lives to tell the tale of survival thanks to Nia Nong the elephant's premeditated instincts. During their usual beach exploration, Nia Nong became agitated and ran away from the calm sea. Oblivious of the cause for irritation, Amber clung to the elephant. Behind them was a fast-approaching giant wave that lay the beach resort to waste. This raging water caught up with them, but Nia Nong's quest for safe grounds was far from over. As the ocean swept back everything into the land, Nia unrelentingly made for safer land. Finally, they found a rock pedestal on the mainland, and they sheltered themselves there till Amber's parents reunited with their daughter. The festive period in 2004 may have left tsunami survivors with little to celebrate, but Nia Nong will forever hold a dear place in our hearts.